something. I think we talked about it before. I
Yeah.
think there's always been conversations about this, but
Mhm.
Guns very kindly come out and said like, yeah, we've actively talked about a Marvel DC crossover movie.
Yeah, I think he has talked about this a little bit in the past. In this one, when he said he came out and said, "Yeah, we are very open to working with Marvel Studios to having a crossover movie and things of that nature." But that would be a little bit down the line because they want to have all their ducks in a row first before they start
Yeah,
doing like the
they
big
need to
projects.
get their stock in order essentially, which is fair enough, right? You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to just jump right into it. You know, you actually want to, because at that the point DC's at,
Mhm.
it's only ever a benefit to
So,
them. It wouldn't be a
yeah.
benefit to Marvel, which you have to think about
Yeah.
in this situation, right? So once once and if DC can get their footing, which I got
Yeah.
full
I think.
faith they can with an actual direction and sort of
Yeah.
plan, like.
And I think like even Kevin Feige said that he's open to the idea as well. It's just that um he's like he was like um but I don't think DC as of this moment would be open to the
Uh,
idea because of them trying to have everything on track.
I say I think
Uh,
for both sides right now, it's not the best option.
yeah,
You know, Marvel is internally going through a bit of a rough patch, which you
trying
didn't
to
hear anything new about, which is kind of surprising. So I assume it's going to go dark for a little bit, and then it'll just come back swinging with, yeah, they settled the case.
yeah, all that too. And from what I assumed is that they're trying to um, reorganize a lot of their projects to have that polish
Yeah,
that
they're pushing everything back as well. Yeah, yeah.
yeah because in the grand scheme of things trying to do short gains did not work for their product at all. So
It's
yeah.
amazing that short-term gains don't last in the long run. It's,
Yeah.
who'd have thought when Chapek came in, everyone would be right that get rich quick is not the way to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Chapek's
yes.
gone now. He's nothing but a bad memory.
Well, a lot of people are gone,
It's
including
true. It's
Chapek.
true. Like Ike Perlmutter was like, they fired me. Yes, they did. And they took
Oh,
their
that
time.
was part of the thing
And
I
it was
wanted to
good.
talk about. Just thank you for reminding me. Where um he was part of the reason that they fired him is because he was trying to lobby another investor that would give him more control over the animator sector, because in his
Yeah.
words, Disney gave them too much control over what they would want to do, and that's a
Wow.
waste of money.
Wow.
So he was
These old rich white guys, man, I tell you.
yeah. Unfortunately, he basically just wanted to, because you know how there's pitches and stuff like that. If it
Yeah.
wasn't cheap and if it wasn't made on the cheap and it wasn't, um, I guess financially viable to where they can make a lot of money on it, he was basically just gonna say no and throw it in the trash.
I'm so glad that that time of Marvel's done. It's,
Yeah, yeah,
he was in control of that company for way too long, had power for way too long.
yeah.
But he's gone
Because
now.
yeah, that's part of the reason why they canned him. I guess because people couldn't take his crap anymore with all the cutting costs and trying to basically um, get rich quick.
Yeah.
And
And you
yeah,
know he's cheap because there's stories about him like recycling paper clips.
oh
Like
no, no,
you weren't allowed to have like order new paper clips. You had to keep
yeah,
recycling them.
oh no, it was that pens and pencils. You had to count
Mm.
how many you had, and you had to for I guess for especially for animators who still did pencil and paper before going to digital, is that you essentially had to use up all of
You have to
your
work down to the nub.
yep, basically just the nub for anything. And like you said,
Oof.
with the paper clips, you couldn't just throw them away. You had to save them. Basically, if you're done with the paper and the paper
Uh,
wasn't useful anymore, throw the paper away, take the paper clips. So, because I guess all that cost cutting measures was horrible. So,
yeah, he's out. So yeah, what? because I also think the whole Marvel Entertainment thing's just been
Mhm.
split up and absorbed into
Yeah,
different parts of Marvel and Disney.
yeah. From what I've looked into, uh, Marvel as a whole has been absorbed into Disney, and the comic section still reports to Feige, so he knows what's going
Yeah.
on and what to do with that on the TV and movie side. Um, their toy section hasn't changed much with Hasbro, although Hasbro is um, changing some things because
So
a
isn't
lot.
Hasbro on like a slippery slope right now? Aren't they doing
Yeah,
something? They're
yeah,
screwing up quite badly at the minute.
yeah, because they're still in their multi-year uh, yeah, the plan with it, so that could change because um,
You
if you're
watch
looking
Disney
at
will buy Hasbro.
yeah,
Come
because
on,
if
yeah.
you're looking at it, it's like their molds have been questionable, and they're going back to the open blisters for their figures, and not the closed off blisters, where it cost more money to make those than the regular open blistered figures. So they wasted money that way.
Define what you mean by blisters.
To where you can see the to where you can see the figure.
What, the joints? Oh, you
No,
mean the packet, the
that the
packets.
package itself,
Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
like
Yeah.
the open blisters for the package, so where you pick up the
Yeah.
figure, you
So
see
no, I
it.
remember there being a big thing about how they closed it off, and it's just like who wants to
Yeah,
buy a figure like
yeah,
closed off? The whole point is you see the
yeah.
thing.
It was a waste because they used so much cardboard for that closed off blister that people didn't want that. They
Yeah.
wanted to see the figure because of the mold wasn't to their standards. They wouldn't buy it. And that's what the outrage for that
Uh,
was. They're finally going back to it with the next series in I think like 2024. And
Thank God
then
for that.
um I think was it Disney or Marvel Games still reporting to Disney. Yeah, just a lot of stuff has been moving because I guess they're wanting to do quality assurance after all of this.
Mhm.
And to wrap it back down to what John has been saying is I guess they're doing the same thing on their end before they can actually do the crossover, but they would want to do a crossover, but like again they want to get all their like not all their big names, but most of their big names, most likely Superman and a couple other characters
Yeah.
down before they actually do something like this, which I commend them for. So
Oh yeah. You got to let DC actually catch up to having a multiverse in, which to be fair, I suppose they're having one
technically it's
initially with
relatively easy.
Flash. So,
Yeah, it's relatively
yeah,
easy.
I said that, and my brain went Flash, you idiot. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that
Yeah,
movie with that
he's
actor.
resetting it from the DCEU to the DCU.
Yeah. I mean, at least we're gonna lose Shazam and Black Adam. Right? No one's got to suffer through those two anymore.
That whole thing was a
That's
horrible idea.
so.
I don't know why they
Uh,
messed up
uh,
that whole thing. Choosing people who shouldn't be the characters or say that they are fans of certain characters. So
yes. Yeah, I'd be down for a.
mm,
I feel like it's one of those ideas where it's, you get like these old creators being like, oh, when you've run out of ideas, you do this. Like it feels like one of
yeah,
those, but at the same time, people love the like amalgam
uh,
comics and the crossover comics, and we haven't had one for like 20
oh
years or
yeah,
something silly like that. So let, let's just do another one at some point, but hopefully
yeah,
in my lifetime. I'd rather not, look
yeah.
down from or look up depending on which way you think I'm going, and be like, oh, I missed out on that. But
Yeah, because I think with those crossovers, they had like really like weird rules, especially from like the 70s and 80s, where like
yeah,
certain
certain people
companies,
couldn't have do
yeah,
certain things, and yeah. I mean, hopefully,
certain,
if a movie did happen and it
yeah,
wasn't like an amalgam, that those rules obviously still apply,
yeah,
right? But you can be a bit more creative with them.
yeah, it's like certain characters couldn't do certain things, or certain characters were off limits to other certain characters, and
Hmm.
you can use these characters while we use these characters. Yeah, it's been a while. Like uh, aside from the amalgam comics, it's been whew, close to 40 years where they actually
I didn't
had.
know there was one in the 2000s, wasn't there?
Well, if it's the amalgam, from what I'm looking at, it said the one the crossovers that I'm thinking of is the one like Batman or Superman and Spider-Man and Batman and Incredible Hulk and some other stuff where like they fight and then team up. And from what I'm looking at, it's been close to like 30 years since they did it, because like they've done a couple of them in the 70s and in the 80s, and then they had the amalgam comics in the 90s. And I think they're not counting the one-off ones that they usually do.
I'm certain the 2000s had one. So they did it so it's like one every 10 years.
Yeah,
There was something one every 10 years at least.
yeah, I think the ones you were talking about is like the versus series that they did, where it's DC versus Marvel, and not like an actual crossover where it's actually
So
one
you had
character.
the JLA Avengers. Was that a versus one?
I'm looking at it. Let's see. It looks like it was. It was in 2003, 2004. So yeah, it was a versus one.
No. No, that actually had two villains because the Grandmaster was a villain and Krona.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Krona, an exiled Owen, a villain from this universe who has gained the powers of entropy, begins destroying entire. Oh yeah, it was that one. Yeah, because that's the where they had the secret new Infinity Stone in there. What was it?
The secret Infinity Stone.
Yeah, they actually made a 7th Infinity Stone for that event. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that was the last time we actually had an official crossover. So what? It's now 20 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's 20 years. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah. So part of me, it just says throw everything to the wall in Secret Wars. Have amalgam characters.
Oh man.
And just tease it like that. Like just bring. Why not? Right? Just bring those in Secret Wars for like a little cameo.
Who are you? I'm Spider Boy.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't think of the Wolverine Batman one, but
I think it's Dark Claw.
that's the one. I want to say Dark Claw, but I was like, nah, it's not Dark Claw. Should have stuck with my guns. Yeah, like just do stuff like that. Like, why not? They're no doubt already going to have like the Squadron Supreme, which is their spoof from the Justice League anyway. So just have the characters you half own. I'm sure you can get away with that.
Why did they do Doctor Doom that? And they did dirty. His amalgam character is called Doctor Doomsday, and he is ugly.
Oh yeah, yeah. That one felt like, hey, you got Doom and Doomsday. Yeah. It was like, no, that should never have happened. Never amalgam things based on name alone. That was a big misstep.
Yeah, they also had like
I remember made quite fun with that.
Yeah, they also had Doctor Strange Fate.
Yeah, see, I mean that one makes sense, right? That's totally fine, that one, but a bit bland, but it works.
Yeah, like out of all,
you could have fun with it in a Secret Wars movie.
Yeah, out of all of them, I think like the worst ones was Doctor Doomsday, and then because they had two super people equivalents with Superboy, and then they had Super Soldier. Like Super Soldier was actual Clark Kent and Captain Steve Rogers, and then Superboy was Superboy Prime and Spider-Man.
Yes, yeah.
Who was Ben Reilly at the time? I had to correct that.
It was. I suppose because it's the clones.
Yeah, it's
the anti-hero.
But even though Superboy Prime technically wasn't a clone, so I was like, okay.
That's true. Yeah. Just have them be a little quick cameo in Secret Wars.
Because I don't think you want to see the Skulk.
No, it's a real character. Skulk.
Well, it's a real character. It's Solomon Grundy and the Hulk smashed together.
Oh, that's. But yeah, I think they should do it personally. Because with Amalgam and the Versus and whatever else, there's at least 3 movies here you can do. You can do the Amalgam stuff. You can have a Versus, which I think you can get a safe for last, right? But you can also do the crossover where they help each other out. Like, then do it that way. Like you can have your cake and eat it with like 3 different crossovers, but obviously spread them out enough. But also just use it as a panic button when superhero fatigue kicks in, which according to James Gunn doesn't exist, but fatigue of bad movies exists.
Yeah, that's what he essentially says. He goes like superhero movie fatigue doesn't exist, but bad movies for them exist. That's what people are getting.
Essentially, when you sacrifice character for spectacle, that's when people start, which unlike Man of Steel and certain other movies, gotta have character. Oh yeah. Yeah, so let us know. Do you want an amalgam, or do you want a crossover? Do you want a versus? Do you want a crossover?
I wouldn't mind a crossover. I don't know about an amalgamation because I don't know if you want to see those characters.
Not necessarily those ones, but you can amalgamate the ones they have.
Yeah,
so obviously the comics have the added benefit of never aging characters out, where movies.
Because I'm looking at another character. I'm not so sure about. I can't find her name, but another amalgam they had was Wonder Woman and Storm.
That's an interesting combination. I get why, but that's an interesting one.
Oh, okay. So she's called Amazon. That's the one that had the amalgamation of Storm and Diana.
Not a lot of thought went into that name. I'll be honest there.
A lot of thought doesn't go into a lot of names. They just
it's true.
They just see what's on the board and see what sticks, kind of.
Very true. Gotta love, especially old comics. You gotta love it.